Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Ghosts of Scotland. Today we will take a look at the county of Angus. Before I go any further, I am going to butcher a few of these place names. I am very sorry. Number 1. Leatham Grange. During the Second World War, Leatham Grange was used as accommodation by the Women's Royal Navy Service. They set up their sleeping quarters in an old ballroom, but during the night they reported that they were awoken by a silvery figure man wearing a large brimmed hat and high collar. The ladies say that he had deep-set eyes and a sunken face, though it was because that the lower half of his body was faded away that they knew it was something supernatural rather than a living person. Later on, the owners were questioned about the entity in the ballroom, but all that they would say on the matter was that the girls weren't in any danger, but the ballroom probably wasn't the best place to sleep. The wrens were eventually moved into other rooms within the building. Number 2. Lady Lindsay. Many visitors to the Edzell Castle ruins have reported seeing the shade of a lady wandering the grounds of the castle, bringing with her the rotting smell of death. The figure is believed to be Lady Lindsay, who in life fell into a coma. Believed to be dead, she was laid to rest in the nearby church. She awoke to find the parish sexton trying to cut off her finger to steal her ring. He fled the church, leaving Lindsay cold and weak. She tried to walk back home, but wouldn't be able to finish the journey, as she died just outside of the door. Number 3. The Beast Guardian. The castle ruins of Vane in Fern has an interesting folklore that the castle is protected by a monster that remains hidden, but will come out of hiding to protect a hidden hoard of gold and jewels from potential treasure hunters. There is also a rumour that close by there is a rock with the imprint of a kelpie's hoof within it, and that the creature is still living within the waters close by. Number 4. Murdered Builder. In Fettercairn there is a story dating back from the 18th century of a house that was haunted by the ghost of a builder that was murdered in life by his colleague, who disposed of his body by concealing it under the floor at the base of the building staircase. All of the families that lived within the house would report seeing the same figure, until 50 years later when the murderer confessed his wrongdoing and the body was removed and given a proper burial, though for other reasons the house has been since demolished. Number 5. Drowning Figures. During the winter months, terrified witnesses have reported seeing a group of men trapped out on the frozen waters of the Loch Forfar, looking as though they are struggling and drowning, leaving the observer horrified by the ghostly scene playing out in front of them. The surrounding areas are also alleged to be haunted by a beautiful woman that was buried alive after it was found out that she had been unfaithful to her lover, that shortly afterwards killed himself. Number 6. Glamis Castle. Since the 1800s, Glamis Castle has seen more than its fair share of apparitions. In the bedrooms, people have awoken in the middle of the night to see a suit of armour standing over them, looking down at them as they lay in the bed. 2 figures are seen in the corridors. One is of a lady in white, and the other Jack the Runner, who can be seen running. Whereas near a sitting room, a black page boy has been seen in fleeting glances, and in the parlour visitors have seen a ghostly reenactment of a murder. And in one room labelled the Haunted Room, the previous owners went to investigate some odd sounds, and apparently fainted when they came in contact with a spirit within the room. The activity itself isn't confined to the building alone, as out in the courtyard there are reports of a pale girl being dragged away by unseen forces. Lady Glamis has been seen drifting in mist-like form around the clock tower, and the sounds of a gallows being constructed can be heard echoing throughout the grounds. Number 7. The Smoker. From the 1990s, an interesting account comes from a private residence in Glenclover Terrace. The family was settled in their living room one night, when an overpowering smell of tobacco smoke filled the room. Though nothing could be seen, the family dog became unusually enraged, growling and barking at a corner within the room. After a few moments had passed, the smell of tobacco left them, and the dog's behaviour returned to normal. Number 8. The Gentle Spirit. Another report from Fettercairn, from the resident of a small cottage, reports that one night in 1999 they came downstairs to see the figure of a gentleman sat in the dark, appearing to be warming his hands and feet by the fireplace. The witness described the figure as looking like a gameskeeper or a gardener, and although the witness felt as though they couldn't move, they say that they were consumed by an amazing feeling of peace. Once the witness was able to turn on the lights, the figure by the fireplace would be gone, though the resident does go on to say that they have seen the same apparition many times since the original encounter. Number 9. Bedtime for Children. A report from a witness in 1978 says that she stayed in the Tullyallen Police College, and as she was trying to sleep, she could hear child's laughter coming from the corridor outside of the room she was staying in. The laughter soon joined her in the room, as she goes on to say that the bed started squeaking as though invisible bodies were getting into them, including the bed in which she was laying in. Also, throughout the night she noted a chair that had moved slightly from its original position. Number 10. The Drummer. From Glamis Castle there is a story that a drummer that was caught having an affair with the lady of the castle was placed within his own drum and rolled out of the tower, and on the verge of dying he placed a curse on the castle and all who live within it. Another version of the story is that the drummer was from a conflicting family, and that he came to bring about peace between the two families before being murdered by the residents of the castle. Legend has it that the drum can apparently be heard before there is a death within the family. Number 11. Footsteps. In 1973, two members of staff in the staff housing at Royal Live Hospital both reported hearing disembodied footsteps ascending the staircase before coming to a stop on the landing. Both witnesses went to investigate the area, but could find no one around. They say the building was completely locked up, and there was no way anyone else could have been in the house at the time of the incident. Number 12. RAF Montrose. At the former RAF Montrose base, there have been sightings of a World War I biplane, believed to be flown by a trainee pilot that died on his first solo flight. The pilot himself has been seen in the base commander's room on at least 3 separate occasions. Also, the spirit of a World War II officer has been seen around the site of the base. It was believed that he was killed when a mechanic with a grudge against him tampered with his aircraft engine. On an old radio that is now set up in the Heritage Centre, apparently continues to pick up Second World War transmissions, including speeches from the late William Churchill. Number 13. Pixies. And finally for this episode, a report of little people. Though they've not been seen in recent years, Comailly Hill was once a very popular sighting place for Pixies that would be gathering and dancing. They were thought to be there protecting a secret hoard of gold. And in the area, a large rock is claimed to have a tiny foot imprint on its surface. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more episodes in the future. Thank you very much. Peace.